Alright guys, Jason with Jagjagno Built here. Today's something a little bit different. I kind of share with y'all, I share with y'all everything that we're doing. This is my personal truck, my dually. I should have videoed this deal, but I did this project before I kind of started this whole YouTube Jagjagno Built journey. This truck was originally a single wheel truck, long wheelbase, Duramax. I pulled it out of a field, bought it for cheap, and slowly built it over the years. My dream was always been to have a lower dually on some wheels, and it's not on wheels. I'm not gonna give up on that. One day we'll get some, but it is lowered. I did a dually conversion on it, C-notch the frame, little bag over axle deal, nothing crazy. Other than that, it is nothing crazy. It's got a nice built trans in it and all that good stuff, but other than that, it's just stock. I built this with intentions to pull the race car around and go racing and do what we do. So anyway, this SPELAB, as you can see right here on the box, hit me up and was like, hey man, is your truck stock? And I was like, yes. They said, look, how about you try our rear diff cover and let us know what you think of it and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm fortunate to have it up on the lift, but this is definitely something you can do in your driveway, zero issues. Verify what tools and fluid your vehicle requires, as not all of them are the same, but this is a 08 Duramax, so it's 13mm bolts on the cover, and it calls for 75-90 gear oil, which I have that sitting in a big jug over here, kind of out of the camera. I'm not using this right here. This is just a transfer bottle, so I'm using my 75-90 in this bottle, and that's how we're going to fill up the cover. But let's get to it. Let's open this box up. So it's packaged very well. Definitely heavy duty. Good lord. Okay, y'all, this is a this is a heavy duty piece. Let me get you a little closer here. Machined. So what this does here is this, make sure I'm not holding it upside down to show y'all. This helps with fluid flow right here, okay? So what happens is, typically in a factory cover, the fluid splashes on the cover and it starts to get real aerated. So long trips, pulling heavy loads and stuff like that, it can also not help with heat. This right here, as you can see, it's got the ribs and the fins for guidance of the fluid flow to keep you from having all the aeration. Also helps control the heat. And on this side of the cover, you also have a nice clear sight glass, so you can make sure that your fluid level's right and all that jazz. So you got a drain and you have a fill, okay? So this is nice, and I'll tell you what, this is basic tools. Like I said, a 13mm socket on my particular application. I got a flathead out here, and I use a razor blade to clean the gasket surface. I'm not gonna go ahead and use any fancy tools, which we have them. I just wanna use basic things that you can use in your driveway, no problem. And I'd even bought some RTV to be able to reseal this cover on. Well, ain't no need. Comes with a nice gasket, so we're gonna use it. We're gonna clean it and use it. Also, all new hardware, okay? Allen bolts. It's got little wave washers and lock washers, so good stuff. So, show you, this is a nice piece. First impression, very, very strong. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing cracked loose. We're gonna get the fluid drained out, and we're gonna see about getting it cleaned up. And I'll show you the difference of a stock versus this cover as soon as I get it popped off. So let's go pop it off. All right, so like I told you right here, all these outside bolts are a 13mm, and got me a little draining pan set up right here. So let me grab my socket. I am using just a Milwaukee 3/8 that you can do as a hand ratchet, no problem. Fluid is gonna be smelly and it is warm, so y'all be careful if you just drove your vehicle. Don't burn yourself. Don't burn yourself. So, can y'all see all the bubbles? Look at all the bubbles. That's aeration. That's what that is. So, I'm gonna use my razor blade. We're gonna see if we can start getting all this a little cleaned up. See, y'all, just a simple razor blade will typically get you what you need. Again, be careful, as this thing is pretty hot. Okay, let's keep cleaning. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up and I'll come back so I don't bore you to death. So let me get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, we got this thing cleaned up. I used my razor blade. We got it cleaned up pretty good. Razor blade worked great, and I took a little brake clean. I cleaned my surface. This way we can use have a good sealing surface for our gasket. I did show you the cover, how plain it is inside, and it was aerated when we pulled it apart. Like I said, we just drove it here. So I do have the Allen wrench for these Allen bolts that come with the new cover. You're going to be needing a, let me tell you, looks like a 6mm. If I don't throw it on the ground, 6mm Allen, and got our gasket. Okay, and go ahead and make sure that your drain and this I'm guessing this is like a temp port, I'm not sure, and the sight glass are tight. Just always want to make sure. You don't want to get this put on and then realize that everything's not tight. So let's get 2 bolts set up in here so we can hold our gasket in place. All right, so everything fit up pretty good. There's one bracket that could just be this year model with the added thickness of the cover and the bracket. The bolt's just a little too short, so I'm gonna leave it off and I'm gonna go ahead and get a little longer bolt for that one brake bracket. But the bolts are the exact OEM length. Cover's just a little thicker, stronger. So got them tightened up. Let's go ahead and get some fluid put in there. Alright, so the nice thing about this is the fill plug is also magnetic. So as the fluid's getting tossed around, if it's not good stuff happening there, it'll get stuck to the plug. And it took a little over, a tad over a gallon of fluid. You do have added capacity with this bigger cover, which is nice. Make sure and wipe it down. I wouldn't sit there and use anything like a brake cleaner or anything. You don't want to knock the powder coat off of it. So having the sight glass is nice. So we'll see how that goes. And if this is something y'all might be interested in, remember, use coupon Jagjagno built at checkout for 18 off. I'll drop a link below in the description. And yeah, let me know what y'all think.